Hello everyone, my name is Shreyas Pravakar and I'm a student at Texas Tech. I'd like to extend my deepest gratitude to all the amazing sponsors who have supported us, the Web3 Acceleration Association, the Solana team, and the sponsors of Nexus Hackathon for making this event possible. Thank you for your time and support, and I will look forward to explain my project for Solana Bounty Hackathon. Yeah, firstly, uh, um, I'm I'm going to explain about the project which I have named it as Veritas Vitae. Veritas Vitae. Actually, the meaning of Veritas Vitae is the truth of life. Why I have given this name to this particular project, you will get to know after I start explaining things. Firstly, I would like to explain the concept. Imagine a digital ledger that keeps track of every major step in person's education and career from the moment they start school until they retire. This ledger, built on Solana blockchain, becomes a permanent record of that individual's milestone. Here's how it works. Consider the government organization, and they are going to create a account or a token when a child is born in an hospital, and they will create a program id for that particular kid. And then as the day pass on, the on that particular time they are going to update a record where the child has born until the child will start entering the schooling in a system called Veritas Vitae. Now I'm going to explain. Government created program ID. The government creates a program ID for each person. This program ID stores and manages all updates of that individual profile. Updating the ledger. Whenever someone graduates or transition to a job, the institution, example school or company, notifies the government to add or update relevant details to the ledger. This is the ledger which is been created. Each entry includes information such as previous institution, next institution or next company, location, state, country, date they started and date ended. And if they are going to join a company, it's going to include details about old and new company and the country and the currency which they are going to use and the skills they have earned during the graduate program or during their schooling. And these things will be entered by either graduate institution or the company. These things won't be updated by the user. The user can update this information only when if he is going to take a break from a career or he wants to update a skill. At that time he can update the government that he has updated new skill to his profile and he was doing this particular work during that time. And if we provide the proper certification which government will be allowing in future for an individual to complete the certification in order to add a skill, they can request the government and they are going to update the profile. And as the day pass on, after they update it, suppose consider you graduate from a graduate school and join a company. At that time You request the graduate institution to update his details, and he has joined, and you are going to join to a new company. At that time, you are going to give the information to the graduate institution that to which company you are going to join. So what's going to happen is, uh, you are going to ask the graduate institution, and they are going to update to which company you are getting in, and what's the salary at that particular time. And from, if it is different state, the graduate institution is going to update to which state you are migrating. They are going to update all the information, and that can be done only through the request to graduate institution, and graduate institution will be having the association with the government. And when they ask the government, they are going to give a website where they can update the information about the user. And if you join the company, and if you are going to leave the company and join another company, you are going to tell to the company, and the company is going to update the information which are required. There is no point of contact for you to update over here. Why this is needed? Suppose in if you consider, a candidate will be there, if he is going to fake the experience, that he has worked for these many days or this company, but in reality he has not done this thing. At that time, we can see this record, and we can say that he is telling lies. In the sense, we are going to store all this information in the blockchain, and it will help us, uh, the companies, to know how authenticate the user is. And the challenge here is, we are going to take more information, but we are not going to we are going to update the skill, what are all the things which the user has updated, means which the graduate institution has updated for that particular user. Means, suppose you, and your ID will be associated with either SSN or any social security numbers or any other government cards. And since we will be storing the salary details, like starting salary and ending salary, if the government required to know the income tax which you were supposed to pay, they can just trace it from your record based on the request to the government, and they can trace it. And that will help us to maintain a authenticated environment in the world. And other feature include selective access and privacy. The website or a web application that displays these records is only activated by the government request. Example, if a person wants to apply for a job, start a company, or pause their career, and it will having read-only access. Companies wanting to verify a candidate's credential get limited access to the ledger. They can confirm educational and employment history without seeing private information like salary or personal comments. Confidential details. Salaries, internal rating, and other private data remain hidden from the unauthorized viewers, maintaining their person's privacy. And one more thing is, the government can analyze a person's career and educational history for tax or other legal consideration. They can also confirm the authenticity of the candidate background when requested by institution or companies. What are the advantages of this system? It's immutable. Once a milestone is recorded, it cannot be removed or altered, which eliminates the possibility of fraud. Authenticity. Uh, Potential employers or institutions can trust the verified tamper-proof data on the blockchain. And control and privacy. Individuals keep control over who sees their sensitive information, which still benefiting from a verifiable on-chain record on their achievements. Overall, this Solana-based application creates a live ledger, a transparent permanent record of one's education and professional journey while maintaining selective privacy and government oversight. It paves the way for a more trustworthy and efficient system of verifying qualification and career history. Here's a high level explanation of architecture depicted in this diagram. We are using the React frontend. This is the user interface built in React where people interact with the decentralized application. It collects input, example filling in forms, uploading data, and displays blockchain data like transition status or account balances to the users. And a user wallet, example Phantom. The wallet is where users keep their Solana tokens and their digital assets. Example, this will be used by the companies and the graduate institutions and the government organization. Uh, when a user wants to send transition, update their records, assign data, the React frontend requests the wallet's approval. The wallet then prompts the user to sign the transition, ensuring security and user control over assets. A Solana client library. We are making use of library Solana web3.js is what our React application uses under the hood to communicate with Solana blockchain. It creates signs and sends transactions to the Solana network blockchain. It creates signs and transitions to Solana network. It also fetches on-chain data like account balances and program states to display to the front end. And here you can see the Solana network, the Solana blockchain network. In this case, a DevNet development network used for testing. The network processes submitted transactions, confirming them and updating the blockchain state accordingly. Solana program. This is the smart contract. This is on-chain logic on smart contract that our DApp depends on. In the Veritas Vitae example, which we have, the project which we have developed, it's responsible for managing and storing user records. Once transitions are executed, the program updates the state, uh, adding a new entry to someone's career ledger in an immutable manner. And this is the data flow. The React frontend collects user actions and leverages the Solana client library to construct transactions. Uh, the user wallet signs these transactions, giving approval, and then transactions are sent to Solana network. The Solana network confirms and processes those transactions, executing the Solana program logic as needed. Finally, the results are fetched back via Solana client library and displayed on the React frontend for the users. This setup ensures that users' action creating or updating data or blockchain are always securely authorized by the user's wallet and permanently recorded in Solana. Now I'm going to walk through the demo. Now you can see this is the Veritas Vitae application, and recently I have updated few records. Now suppose I'm a graduate institution or a company who is going to update a record. Uh, Here you can see this is the user view where the user can update the record and review the details, previous positions, and everything. And also this is developed with the help of Solana blockchain. And next, these are all the things which you can see in the user experience, and we have buttons where the user can navigate from to different block of the program like home, about, reviews, add review, view review. When the user click on view review, these are all the few examples like Harvard, Stanford. The student has transferred from Harvard to Stanford University. Those things I have updated over there. Next, uh, now I'm going to suppose I'm a graduate institution or a company. Now I'm going to show the demo of how we can add a review. You can see the button over there. I'm going to click on add a review. I'm just testing how the visualization, how this works. Next, I'm going to select the institution. By default, I have chosen a few institutions for the user friendliness. And also you can see over here, when the person goes from one company to another company, if there is any salary change, we will be showing that, and we will be showing the stars which he has earned and everything. And now currently I have chosen the Princeton University, and now I'm going to choose the state which where the Princeton University is there, that is New Jersey. Actually, when we are going to update the record, we need to properly give the name. Since now I'm going to enter the start date, and we should make sure the start date and end date are proper. The end date cannot be lesser than the start date. Now I'm going to choose the date, and I correct the province properly, that is the city. And I'm going to choose the end date which is after the start date, and I'm going to choose the end salary which I was earning in the Princeton University, and the currency type is USD. And now I'm going to uh, update the information regarding the next career path which I took from Princeton University. And suppose currently you can consider me as a graduate institution, that is the from Princeton University. I am updating this document in the government records, and I'm going to say when I'm transferring this information. And also I have an authority to uh, add a skills which the user has earned during that particular time in the graduate school or a company or any place. And the skills are added based on the comma separated values. Now the student has earned blockchain, smart contract, and React development, and Next.js kind of skills. And the graduate school is going to update the description about the experience of the student, how the student behaves, or anything related to uh, it's a kind of SOP where they can write it for a student from the graduate school. The student has got a comment from the graduate school that very nice person with in-depth knowledge with respect to the things which he works on, and they are updating related to the behavior. We should make sure we are giving the proper name. And now I'm going to submit the record. Now we can see over here, this has opened the phantom by default, and I click on the confirm to make sure the record is submitted. Yeah, actually I clicked twice, that's why it came. Now we can see over here the record has been successfully submitted to the blockchain, and we can see the information when we are going to give the ID in the blockchain. And we need to make sure that the record is updated in the website. So we are going to check the things. Hey, we can see over here the Princeton University and Yale University, the thing which we have updated, it's been updated, and the salary change also has been visible, and we can see the behavior, like the good behavior and the date when started and date when ended, and the rating which he has received, that is 9 out of 10. That's it. And when it comes to code, I have submitted the code in the Veritas Vitae, and which I have attached in the uh, Solana blockchain project. And here you can see the complete architecture and overview, and how you can download this to run on your machine. And there are prerequisites, like you should have a React, and also you should have um, the Anchor software installed. If you are not using it, if you are going to use Solana Playground, you don't have to worry about. You just need to paste the program which we have written over here, that is instruction.rs, lib.rs, and state.rs, in after opening the Solana Playground, and you need to build and deploy. We can see over here we need to give a build over here, and then we can deploy the application, and we should get the program ID from here. We can see over here the build is successful, and we should deploy the application. And if we are out of the SOL, we can airdrop it. Since this is a devnet, I have airdrop myself, and we can see the build has been successful. And after the build has been get successful, we need to get the program ID, and we should update in our code. Let me check if I have code. We need to update that in the code. That is, we need to go for the front end, source, and pages, and in index.js you need to update the program ID, and you are good to go. And if you install all the packages properly, you are going to see your Veritas Vitae. And this is the complete project and the overview. And thank you for listening to this complete demo, and have a good day.